In this video, we'll have a look at arrangements in Shintaro. Arrangements can be made with our tenants when we need to charge them for things like tenant damage, water charges, or key replacement charges. Let's say Eddie Vedder has called us to advise us that he accidentally broke a window. He called our office to tell us that he broke the window, and we tell him this will cost $100 to fix. Eddie then says he can pay an extra $5 a week on top of his rent and utilities charges to cover the charge of fixing the window. So the first thing we need to do is charge the tenancy for the broken window. From the tenancy screen, we click on Enter Transaction, and we will select Tenant Maintenance Charge from this list. The date we will leave as today, and the amount is $100. Then, in the comments, we will put broken window on arrangement. When we click Add, we can see that tenant maintenance charge on the tenancy transactions ledger. So now that we've charged Eddie, we want to set up his arrangement to pay the money back. To do this, we go into the Payment Arrangements function at the top here. When this screen changes, we can see the balance of the tenancy is in arrears. We have the frequency of the payment, which is fortnightly. And we can see another transaction of a utilities payment in here. To add an arrangement, the first thing we need to do is select the transaction type. When we drop this list down, we can see that we have a number of options for payment types on the left, and the column on the right indicates whether or not this is an arrangement. An arrangement is where a payment such as a tenant maintenance payment will be paid off over time, and when the money owing has been paid in full, the arrangement will finish and the payments will no longer be applied to that arrangement. Once the money has been paid back, Shintaro will stop splitting the payment towards this arrangement. This differs from a payment for utilities or another charge where the payment is ongoing. So from this drop-down list, we select the transaction type of tenant maintenance payment, as this will match our tenant maintenance charge that we entered before. When we select this, we can see the transaction type has changed to arrangement type, and we have the debt to be paid off as $100 here. Now we can enter the amount, and this is where we put the amount that the tenant has agreed to pay off per fortnight. All of our tenants are charged fortnightly, and this is indicated in the frequency box here. Eddie said that he will pay $5 a week towards the broken window, so we will put the amount as $10 per fortnight. When we click Tab on the keyboard, we can see that the forecast number of payments has defaulted to tell us that it will take 10 payments to pay off this arrangement. The start date has defaulted to today, and if we press Tab again, the forecast last payment date is the 25th of the 12th, 2015. This forecast last payment date tells us that if Eddie does pay the $10 per fortnight for the broken window, he will be paid off by the 25th of the 12th, 2015. Because we've entered the start date of the arrangement as today, this split will take effect in the next payment cycle. Now in the comments, we can type broken window. And when we exit out of this tenancy and go back in, we can see that the words on arrangement are in bold yellow here. So all of our arrangements can be monitored through the payment arrangements screen. To get to this screen from the home screen, we go into tenancies and arrangements. When we click on arrangements, we get this warning. Arrangements may take some time to run. Do you want to proceed? And this might take a while if you've got a lot of data, We don't in this test environment, so we will click Yes. The arrangement screen is like other search screens in Shintaro, and it allows you to sort and filter each column to find what you're looking for. The columns include the surname and given name of the tenant, the property they are in, the payment book ID if they have one, the tenancy status, tenancy manager, last payment date, split frequency, split type, last payment amount, arrangement status, split amount, start date, and other information. On this screen, each line corresponds with each individual arrangement. For example, we can see that Stephen Prestwich has 3 separate arrangements. He has one fortnightly utilities payment, a fortnightly furniture payment, and a fortnightly service payment. We can also see that he's missed additional payments from this column. If we wanted to filter this screen to show us all of the tenants with missed payments, we would right-click on any entry with missed additional payment and select Equals Missed Additional Payment. We could then filter this list further to show us all tenants who are active and in arrears by right-clicking on Active Arrears in the Tenancy Status column and selecting Equals Active Arrears. From here, we have the ability to send this data straight to the printer or export the data to an Excel spreadsheet. Now, let's clear those filters and we can see some of our tenants have broken their arrangement with us. A broken arrangement will appear in red to catch the eye of the Shintaro user. Say we want to export the data about our tenants with broken arrangements to Excel. Another way to filter this list is to right-click on any entry in the Arrangement Status column and go down to Text Filters. We will select the Begins With text filter and type in BRO and click OK. Now our list is filtered to show only those tenants with broken arrangements. We can now click Export, and the data has exported in an Excel spreadsheet.